Oh, my name is Evgenia and I want to tell you about my favorite book, which was written by the famous English writer of the 9th century, Conan Doyle. It should be mentioned that I'm a really big fan of detectives, exclusively thanks to this man. And about 2 years ago, I couldn't imagine that I would read this book and I would like it so much that I would reread it again and again. So, the book I'm going to tell you about is A Study in Scarlet. By the way, it's the very first book by Conan Doyle dedicated to Sherlock Holmes. I fell in love with him at first sight from the very first line, so when I sit down to read it, I feel a nostalgia that just cannot be described. In it, Dr. Watson returned from military service with a wound and settles in London. However, he wasn't able to pay such large sums for rental housing alone and was looking for someone to share. Watson came to the laboratory of Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock was working in the lab trying to find a reagent which is precipitated only by hemoglobin, and this really delighted Watson. They were both very keen on checking this discovery, and after a while they decided to share the apartment. It's exactly the moment since this legendary story has begun, and after that the whole series of books appeared, thanks to which Conan Doyle became famous. The boring life of the doctor was never the same, and from that very moment John forgot what it was to sit at home and doing nothing, and Sherlock, on the contrary, finally learned what the word friendship meant and no longer investigated crimes alone. Sherlock seemed to have opened the door to his world to him. Personally, I just love it when friendship starts like that. You immediately find a common language as if you've known each other all your life. Such friendship is usually very long and strong, as if you have found your kindred spirit. They are so different, but they complement each other so much, so their union became legendary. This couple will be able to solve any case. They are invincible. What I really adore in the character of Sherlock is his genius and way of analyzing things. His method of investigating really inspired me, so that I start thinking, becoming a detective myself.